relationship. Also, katong kaganihang group index, this one. And then, may balik sa of course, dapat ka na knowledge. And katong this one, the liquidity index and the different formulas for the distribution curve. Okay? So I will give you a PDF copy of this slide para magamit ko din yun. And review din po sa inyong soil mechanics. Klaro ta?
Sir.
Okay, sige, sige. So, okay. Kita ninyo?
Kita na, sir.
Okay. So let's proceed. So our next topic is about subsurface exploration. So at the end of this lesson, students should be able to identify the different methods of subsurface exploration techniques used in construction. And also identify the different exploratory borings used in the field of constructions. So subsurface explorations. According to Brahadas, the process of identifying the layers of deposits that underlie a proposed structure and their physical characteristic is generally referred to a subsurface exploration. So another one is Murphy, 2007. The field and laboratory investigations required to obtain the essential information on the subsoil is called soil exploration or soil investigation. And then the last one, Araro, A, 2004. Subsurface exploration are done for obtaining the information about subsurface conditions at the site of proposed construction. So it is essential for the design of structures and for planning construction techniques. So pinakauna jud na to buhaton, no? When we plan to have to build a building, so dapat jud to have a subsurface exploration or soil investigation or soil exploration. So, anong kailangan nato no to conduct subsurface exploration? The success or failure of a foundation depends essentially on the reliability of the various soil parameters obtained from the field investigation and laboratory testings, and used as an input into the design of foundation. So sophisticated theories alone will not give a safe and sound design. So this is according to Murphy, 2007. So ang success daw or failure sa atong foundation design magdepende sa atong soil parameters obtained sa different field investigation or investigation and different laboratory testings. Kung matawagan niya na tayo laboratory testing, na po tayo field testings. So, ang subsurface exploration involves broadly in the following. So, first one is planning of a program for soil exploration. So, we have to plan program para sa dili ta basta-basta nga kuan lang mag soil exploration or soil investigation. So, dapat kanuhon. Next one is the collection of disturbed and undisturbed soil or rock samples from the holes drilled in the fields. The number and depth of holes depend upon the project. So, ang atong soil samples or rock samples na ay duha nga ginatawag disturbed and the undisturbed samples or rock samples. Third is conducting all the necessary in situ tests for obtaining the strength and compressibility characteristics of the soil or rock directly or indirectly. And then last one is the study of the groundwater condition and collection of water sample for chemical analysis. So dako kay ni og impact sa atong foundation design or in designing a foundation. So dako ni siya nga factor no to locate the groundwater condition and to have a sample or analyze the water nga present ana sa atong soil. Next is the geophysical exploration if required lang po. Next, conducting all the necessary tests on the samples of soil and water collected. Next is the preparation of drawing and charts, then analysis of the data collected, and then aya din ta magbuhat sa atong report. So all of this is for the subsurface explorations. So mo ni ang mga different steps no para subsurface exploration ta. So ang importante is to gather the data. So dili basta-basta no pag-gather sa data. So yung sa borehole pa lang daan, if mo na tong gamiton pag gather sa data, mga different boreholes. So nice strategies or techniques no. Ang proper na dapit ka mag-locate. So na ay minimum requirements sa distances o pila ka borehole sa isa ka area. So mag-depend na siya sa total area sa ato ang proposed nga building or structures. And then last dayon, with the important is to ang report nato no. Kay mo man na basihan dayon tanan. So the site investigations are generally done to obtain the information that is useful for one or more of the following process. First is to select the type and depth of foundation for a given structure. Next, to determine the bearing capacity of soil, which is very important in designing a foundation. Next, third one, to estimate the probable maximum and differential settlements. Fourth is to establish the groundwater level and to determine the properties of water. E, to predict the lateral earth pressure against retaining wall and abutments. Next is to select suitable construction techniques. Next, to predict and solve potential foundation problems. Next is to ascertain the suitability of the soil as a construction materials. And lastly is to investigate the safety of the existing structures and to suggest the remedial measures. So, mo ni ang different purposes para sa atong site investigation. So, dili lang ka focus sa atong i-build nga structures, but we have also to consider, kaning sa last, no, mga existing structures dool sa ato ang proposed nga structure. Kay posible nga ma-disturb na to, no, especially ang foundation. So, na example diri sa Cagayan, dili lang ako ingon sa dapit, but natoy time nga nag-construct ang building nasa Divisoria and then na-disturb ang tapad niya, likod niya nga balay or building po to. So, pwede ang liable ana, pwede ang contractor, pwede po ang designer or the structural engineers. Okay? So, the planning a subsurface exploration program. So, a subsurface exploration program depends, first, the type of structure to be built. Second, the variability of the strata at the proposed site. And the cost of the investigation and the entire project. So it would therefore be more desirable to invest some amount on subsurface exploration than to over-design the building and make it costlier. So using atong kuan kaning subsurface nga exploration, so pwede na to na mabuhat maka-design tag economic nga mga foundation kay para din to over-design atong building. Okay, with the given data or the collected data na to, kato man atong basihan din sa atong pag-design sa atong foundation up to the taas niya roof. So, muna siya nga, it would be more desirable to invest sa subsurface exploration than to over-design the building. Kay pwede naman po nga, dili na ka mag-subsurface, magsige lang ni ma-overdesign na nun nimo ang building kay tungod maniguro po ka sa imong project nga mo withstand jud gyapon siya. Bisag wala ka kabalo sa soil nga properties nga iyang gitindugan. So, increasing variability of soil strata, then the site underlain in a uniform so to get the maximum information that is useful in the design and construction of the project at the minimum cost. Next is the stages in subsurface exploration. The first is the site reconnaissance. So it includes a visit to a site and to study the maps and other relevant records. So, more on ocular and gathering of data. Site reconnaissance. So the information about the following features is obtained in reconnaissance. So first is the general topography of the site. Next is the existence of settlement rocks. Third, the evidence of landslide, creep of slopes, and shrinkage rocks. The fourth is the stratification of soil from deep cuts, location of high flood marks, depth of groundwater, existence of springs or swamps, and then drainage pattern. So also, we have to consider ang vegetation sa existing na site, existence of underground water main or the power conduits. So kani siya sa US, no? Kagan kiingan eh. Mo to ang mga different information in the site reconnaissance. The next step is the preliminary exploration. So ang aim ani is to determine the depth, the thickness, extent, and composition of each soil stratum at the site. So it is in the form of few borings or test pits. Kung mag-conduct ka o field test or borings to penetrate or to get a sample sa atong soil. And then, aya rin nga mag-detailed exploration. So, to determine the engineering properties of the soil in different strata. And it includes an extensive boring program, sampling and testing of samples in a laboratory. So, muna ang example no, sa field test, rain shear test, late load test, permeability test. So, i-conduct nino to determine the properties sa atong soil in a natural state. So, dapat undisturbed na soil sample. For complex projects, no, for gamitan gigamit siya, especially atong project is bridges, dams, and multi-story buildings. And more than for small projects, mga houses. Next is the sampling in soil. Soils met in nature are heterogeneous in character with a mixture of sand, silt, and clay in different proportions. Ano siya? In the top, muna siya ang soil with particle size more than 0.075 mm. And then this one is a soil with particle size finer than 0.075 mm. So examples naman siya. So, again, natin gitawag ng undisturbed sampling and disturbed sampling. So, muna ang differences sa disturbed and undisturbed sampling. For disturbed samples, are representative samples which contain all the constituents in their proper proportions, but ang structure of soil is a condition. So, muna ang various laboratory tests na ginagamit. We have the mechanical properties, attribute limits, specific gravity, and chemical analysis. For undisturbed samples, Muna sila ang nag-represent sa in situ nga condition sa soil. So, kung unsa ang imong sample, mo jud ang condition dito sa atong soil. Such as the structural arrangement of the particles, water content, density, and stress conditions. So, importante kay no. So, the various laboratory tests that can be conducted on such soil samples are the shear strength, consolidation, in situ density and water content, and lastly, the permeability. So the amount of sampling depends on time constraint, topography, cost factors, and the reason nga no mag-sample man ta. How to collect a disturbed soil? So basic geotechnical investigation include a backhoe to create a test pits where you collect soil from the pocket or using the hand augers to collect a sample from a vertical boring. So basically, no, magkuha lang jud ta og soil sample, pwede nga magkalot siya and then magkuha rin ka og soil sample. So the fact nga na-disturb na siya or na lahi na iyang natural dito nga structure dito, disturbed sample na siya, disturbed soil sample. For the undisturbed soil samples, very critical, no? Engineers use drill rigs to collect undisturbed soil samples at a specific depth. So, common sampling tools include the long split spoon samplers, piston samplers, and then a pitch barrel sampler. So, mo ni ang mga different sampling tools no to obtain a undisturbed soil samples. So, muna yung example. Next is the exploratory borings in the field. So, these are the different tools no para to get a soil sample. Nating itawag na hand-rated augers. So, it is taken at a depth of 10 meters, suitable for all types of soil above the water table, but suitable only in clay soil below the water table. A string of drill rods used for advancing the boring. Diameter of the holes normally vary from 10 to 20 centimeters. Ano siya, dili siya suitable for kanang gahi ng mga soils. So, naputi ginatawag na power-driven nga augers. Used in all types of soil, including sandy soils below the water table, but dili siya suitable sa soil nga mixed gravel or cobbles. So, napod tayo shell and auger method. So, is a heavy-duty nga pipe with a hard cutting edge and flat valve which opens only each side. So, these are the different boring methods. No? Napod tayo wash boring. Ang purpose is to drill holes only, not to make use of the disturbed wash material for analysis. So, an undisturbed sample is required. The boring is stopped. Pag nakuha na nimo ang imong undisturbed sample, mag-stop na dito siya. Apoy rotary drilling and then the percussion drilling. Wait, second. Okay. So mo to ang different borings no sa field. And then lastly is the soil exploration report. So a soil exploration report, the soil and the rock samples collected from the field are subjected to visual observation and laboratory tests. So a soil exploration report is prepared for the use by the Planning and Design Office. So any soil exploration report should contain the following information. So mo ni dapat sulod sa imong report. First is the scope of investigation. Second, ang general description of the proposed structure for which the exploration has been conducted. Third is the geologic condition of the site. Next is the drainage facilities at the site. Next, ang details sa boring atong gi-collect sa using the boring methods. Sunod, ang description sa atong subsoil condition as determined sa atong soil samples. Tapos, ang groundwater table as observed from the boreholes, ang details sa atong foundation nga i-recommend, and also the alternatives. Next is any anticipated construction problems. And then, importante jud po ang limitations. So, kailangan mo indicate ang limitation sa investigation. So, mo po din ang different attachment sa atong soil exploration report. So, we have here the location map, site location map, the location of the borings with respect to the structure. So, we have to identify aha ka nagkuha o mga boring sample. So, mo to kaganiya, no? Is minimum distances sa different bores. And then, ang data, the boring logs, and the different test results sa atong laboratory, and other special na presentations. So, mo ni ang example sa atong boring log. So, mo ni ang data nga naadya, natay gitawag na description of soil, ang depth, and sample number, tapos standard penetration number, ang moisture content, and then ang atong comments. So, nakita diya ang project title, location, the boring number, the type of boring, ang date, and the ground elevation. So, this is just an example sa atong boring log. So, any questions, class? Any questions? Nagtanaw nam siguro mo og kuan, Miss Cagayan. Di ba Miss Cagayan karon? Coronation. So okay to? Klaro ra? So more on review lang ta no?